care. People are jerks. The Office for Civil Rights does not enforce anything other than promoting legalized retaliation. Now, all that said, what I found out at the end of a very painful and insulting process with the Office of Civil Rights, and the same painful and insulting process with the college, in addition to what I just said, is the Office for Civil Rights gave me an ultimatum. They said, you either let us leak your name or we're dropping your case. I said, I can't let you leak my name, because then that promotes legalized retaliation, even though retaliation is supposed to be against the law. So I can't in good conscience do that. I'm in enough shit as it is. I'm going to peace out on this one. So I said, goodbye. Can't do this. And they said, are you sure you want to leave this one? Because we feel that you have a case. Well, you put that hell of a time to tell me, now didn't you? Instead of having been verbally abusive to me from February until April, don't you think you could have told me that I had a case? Don't you think you could have told me that you could have been able to help me? Instead of being degrading and abusive and telling me that I didn't have anything and that my complaints didn't amount to a hell of shit? So, again, system broken, folks. Doesn't excuse the behaviors when it happens, but it happened. Now, that said, during the time that we were doing the filming, do you remember the story I told you about what happened with the camera equipment? Because I had to ask you to take out camera equipment a couple of times for the shoots.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the story well enough to tell it again? Because I know I'm doing a lot of venting here. Not so much?
No.
Okay, well, basically it was, and this is a very short story, but I had gone to take out equipment, and Jeff Wager said to me, hey, what class is this for? I said, it's for this law class that I'm taking. I need to complete this movie that I'm working on. And Jeff said, you can't technically allow you to take out this equipment. And I said, why not? I'm enrolled in a class. And he said, yeah, but it has to be a film class. And I said, look, I'm tired, I've been up all night writing, and I'm taking, any equipment that I can get, preferably the good stuff, but I'm not taking it out for longer than I need it. I bring it back on time, all the equipment on time, in pristine condition, recharge batteries and everything. Why are you doing this? I'm bringing back the equipment in as good, if not better than condition that I'm getting it. Why are you giving me shit about it? And said, well, I have to clear this with Barry. I said, I'll do you one better. Go clear it with Art, because I've got his permission to go take out this equipment. And he goes, no, that's fine, you can have it. But the reason why I had to ask you to take out equipment, you'll remember, is that I couldn't run the risk of taking out equipment too many times. Yeah. And sometimes we needed a better camera than what they would give me, because they would literally give me bottom of the line cameras sometimes, you remember? Remember that?
Yeah.
So we wound up having to take out equipment a couple of times under your name, and then I had to do my stuff mostly on the weekends when other people were doing their stuff because we couldn't film much during the week. And the couple of times we did film during the week, it was hellish because it was late night shoots and stuff. Remember that?
Yeah.
So that was the extent of the shooting atmosphere for that movie. And we finally got through it. Thank God we all passed all our courses and got the hell out of there when we did. Because I don't think I could have stomached another year at that place.
Yeah.
I mean, that grueling of a pace of trying to take all the courses that you do and stuff. Now, all that said, I have one more story about Jane, and this is the be-all end-all meeting that I've been threatening to talk about for a while. So here it is, the long-anticipated story, and it's not as great as it's built up to be, but here it is in its entirety. I spent 2 months trying to arrange a meeting with Jane Sanders, and I ran into her underling, who was her assistant, the one that replaced Joanne. Because remember, Joanne had to go on that leave of absence because of the pregnancy and stuff, and then I think it was resigned or something. But anyway, she had left, and she had was working in admissions or something like that. But the replacement was an Asian woman who barely speaks English, and she'd go, "Yeah, Dr. Sander, yeah, you want to talk to Dr. Sander?" "Yes, I would like to talk to the doctor. Is the doctor in?" "No, so sorry, not yet." "Okay, look, I want to schedule an appointment." "Oh, appointment? What time?" "Well, I don't know. What does she have available?" "Oh, she's not available for a great deal of time. She's in Washington." "Look, I don't want to know her travel schedule. I just want to know when she's available." Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So finally, I get an appointment scheduled. And I was given like 2 days notice for it. So I finally show up, and my stomach's in knots. I'm tight as tight can be. You remember you saw me that day. I was shaking, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I was shaking visibly, and I was having to try to hold that just at like barely below the surface. And I still have the hand tremors right now that I was feeling at that point. Of course, part of that could also be cold, but that's another story. But I was there, and I got up to Jane's office. I went from the editing room because I had to import some footage that morning, which you helped me with. And then I went up to Jane's office, and I said, is Jane in? No, she's not around. She's finishing up a meeting. Did you have an appointment? Yeah, I had an appointment. Well, 45 minutes later, I finally get in to see Jane. So first off, she's not running on time, and people are being evasive and stuff, but then I finally get in to see her. And she decides to, try that fake sweetness stuff of, "Oh, so nice to see you again. I'm sorry I don't get out too much anymore. I'm bogged down with administrative stuff," and all that rigmarole. And I was, doing that fake sweet thing back, because he never bullshit a bullshitter, But where I lost it was I said to her, look, I'm looking to try to set up a meeting, and I want to invite you to it. And it's to discuss some legal issues that have been going on at this college for quite some time. I'm no legal expert, but there are some serious civil rights violations that are going on that I think need to be addressed. And she said, well, you know what, Nathan? I don't think you understand what it takes to run a college. I waited just the beats that you just heard, and I said to her, I don't think you do either. And she waited the same amount of beats with a look on her face that can only be described by telling you to stop listening to me right now. Go get yourself a copy of Hannibal, the movie, directed by Ridley Scott from 2001. Cue up a scene in where Anthony Hopkins is looking, and you can just hit the fast forward button until you see it, or I'll do you one better. 2003's Red Dragon. Go see Red Dragon. There's a scene in it where Anthony Hopkins again, is standing behind a plastic glass wall, and he's talking to Edward Norton on the other side, and Edward Norton says to him, I captured you because, there's a paraphrasing. He said, you captured me, well, how did you get me? And Edward Norton goes, well, you had certain disadvantages. And Anthony Hopkins goes, well, what disadvantages? And Edward Norton goes, you're insane. And smiles. And Anthony Hopkins cocks his head to the right side, looks down to the right, gets a little bit of a bemused look on his face, and does a half nod / shrug to the right side, like, I can't really dispute that. And that look, if you freeze frame it, when he's got that look on just after cocking his head slightly, that's the look that Jane had on her face when I said that. And she held it for a good long beat. And then she decided to start trying to bullshit me about events that had happened while I was at the college. Like, oh, well, I went to bat for you on using a digital camera in Film 2 class. I said, no, you didn't. You went to bat on getting the use of a digital camera in Film 1. What I asked for after that was using a digital camera in Film 2. And she said, well, that's significantly altering our plan. I said, how? I'm still using a film camera in class. I'm not altering somebody else's work. Well, it costs too much money. According to my readings in a law class that I'm in right now, Gene, you shouldn't be saying that. I'm no lawyer, but I'd say you just violated the civil rights laws again. And that's where she lost it, and she kicked me out of her office. In a kind of a dismissive way. And as she was closing the door on me after I told her that I wasn't going to be attending the graduation party because the graduation is a big show, and I'm not about ready to sit there and smile after all the shit that I've been through. And she has the gall to say,